Heart to tell all humans is that you got to make a mental record, if not a physical record, of the different directions from which you get hit, you get sabotaged. Now, let me tell you why. It's because every time you are rising in life, right? Every time you start to become happy, every time you settle down a little bit, they hit you. And I want you to realize how actually planned and orchestrated it is, and how it's not from God. This is very important for you to realize. And you know how you can realize this? You sit down and you write the directions from which you're hit. I'll give you an example. In my life, the directions are: number one, financial. And that has two ways, right? One is to increase my expenses through either destroying things in my house or doing stuff that makes me have to spend more for something, For example, if the electricity is cut, I'll have to order food, because now they've used this war bullshit to cut off the cooking gas. You know what I mean? So these kinds of expenses, and then just directly demanding, okay, baby. So apparently these guys, so they're from Russia and Siberia. They come here seasonally and they nest on the ground. So when somebody even is around in the area, they're like, hey, my eggs is there, don't you dare. Okay, baby. She's circling above us for some reason. All right, honey. Okay, baby. Got your message. Okay, babes. Right. So what I was saying is, there's the financial side. There's where they make you spend more money, and then they actually hit your way of earning money through various means. At the end of the day, right, everybody, every human, right, is connected with the fakes in the area of earning money. Most humans are. So they will come up with stories if they want to keep a human somewhere. They'll make it like, oh, because of this problem we can't pay you, or we got to stop using this service of yours. They got all these games, right? But that's a hit. That's simple. How they orchestrate it doesn't count. You got to be clear about this. They can keep you in money, rolling in cash forever. They can. If you're a soul, listen to me, this is the truth. But if they do a hit, know that it's orchestrated. So there's the financial side. Then there's the friendship side, people that you speak to, your relationships. Now, I feel really bad for you if you're actually in a relationship with a fake, because I don't think they can go like 1 week without doing relationship terrorism on you. I don't know. And I would just feel so bad for any human in 2026 in that situation, because I'm sure it is fucking horrible. But a lot of humans I know actually have fake friendships, and the hits come from there. So there's the financial hit, there's the friendship hit, and in friendship hit, I would say you can include social media to some extent. Somebody who's liking, and they do this. They have somebody just liking your posts and whatever all of the time, and then suddenly on a high day when it's time to do a hit, that person won't. That person might unfollow you. if you're on Patreon or whatever, like if you're earning, then they'll unsubscribe, that sort of thing. So there's that hit. Then there is the family, the family background, the background hit. Now, the background hit is different from the financial and the friendship one. With the financial and the friendship one, right, you're mentally processing that it's a hit. But with the family one, 9 out of 10 times, you don't process that it's a hit because it's normalized in your life. The financial and friendship one, right, they use in emergencies where they want you, like for example, if you're going to go, if you have a trip planned, right, then they'll do financial hit because you need the money to go on that trip and they don't want you to go out of their territory. So then financial hit. And if you have begun to research or explore things and you feel that you're supported, your confidence is rising, then they'll hit your friendship, fake love connections to break your confidence down. And worst case scenario, if you're like not going somewhere you're supposed to, you're not socializing because you're going a lot out into nature or traveling a lot, and they want you to be where you are in your house for a high day, then they'll do a health hit, poison you somehow through food you regularly buy, radiation assault, that kind of thing. But let me tell you, family hit is for a different reason. That is to stop your spiritual growth. And you need to always be very, very aware of when they do hits via your family. Because of this reason, because you are spiritually progressing. And they are noticing that the energy that you are retaining is high. They don't want you retaining more than survival level energy because they are shit scared that you will vibrate outside of their emotional manipulation control, and then they will bring the family hit. You're progressing as a human by how they use your background, your upbringing, your school friends, your school teachers, people of the past, long-term relationships you've had in the past. They will bring those around when you are spiritually progressing. This is so important for you to know, to recognize. So there's that. So we did finances, we did friendships and fake love, and then we did relationships, and then we did health, and then we did the background. Yeah. So the other hit, right, is more of a what do you call it? It's a hit on your reputation. Now, this is a little bit different from social. I'll tell you why. So social media, right, is actually very, very, like, it's mostly bots, and like, you're an asshole really into 2026 if you're bothered much. I still am to some extent, because I still am. Not very much, but to some extent, I always notice what's happening. I notice stuff all the time, all the time. But let me tell you something. There is a kind of a reputation hit which is actually a massive psychic drain, and it's not like somebody comes up, somebody accuses you that you're a bad person, or you did something wrong to someone. It's not that kind of, it's not old time reputation hit, not like in the 1800s when someone would go to somebody else's house and gossip directly about you. No, 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 this is not that kind. This is a kind of surround hit that is based on hitting, but listen to me, listen, your looks, your physical looks. And let me tell you, if you're vulnerable to this, you tend to have stuff like hair fall, and it shows on your face, and you go look in the mirror and you're like, what the hell is going on? why am I looking so different from how I looked even yesterday? And a lot of humans start to think this is because of diet, and lots of humans just start eating weird shit and stop eating what they really want to eat. Like, we just go crazy because we think if there's a difference, in our body, we think that it is because we've eaten something different. But let me tell you, it's not. This is a kind of character assassination and reputation that's aimed at your body. It's really weird, but you know what? They actually psychically attack you. They psychically attack you that you don't own your body, that your body is not yours. Because let me tell you, that is their reality. And they are terrified of this thing coming out because they are occupying the human genome. It doesn't belong to them. Their soul didn't generate their body. And humans find it take forever to get this. That it is their reality that they are hiding. And they hit humans and they do surround hits. They do surround hits. They claim that your body belongs to their poltergeist and you're just occupying it. It's character defamation. It is reputation hit. It is just like a reputation hit, but with this angle to it. And you need to be so careful about this because every time you put up a photograph on the internet, I have tested this, right? I have tested this. Every now and then, right, I'll put a photograph of mine online. Every now and then. And like within like maybe 2 hours, I can sense, I can sense from who this attack on my appearance comes. You can sense it. And you know one thing? 9 out of 10 times it'll be someone you didn't at all suspect of giving a shit about how you look. For example, a woman would never believe that a guy would be bothered even about her looks, let alone psychically attack her because of it. But the vast majority of attacks on me to do with looks have been from supposed males. They're bitches. They're actually bitches. They're sexless. They don't like that I look. You know what I mean? This is stuff that's not even like, you don't need always for this to be orchestrated. They are placed there to do this hit. They are placed there, and they are placed in such a way that every time all these other hits on you fail, these can be brought up. And nearly all of the time, if you have an important event scheduled, right, an important interview, or you're going to do something live on the internet, or you're going to meet someone, you're going to meet up with somebody you like, something like that, just before that, in the day, especially the 24 hours before that, they will bring out this kind of psychic attack. You start like looking, just feel weird about your body and not know. So now here's the deal. I've given you the directions from which they usually do hits, but what you need to do is write down in your life specifically the names and directions from which hits come on you. Specifically, you need to note it down, and then you got to see how they do it in succession. Health, fake love, finances, family or background hit, attack on your looks, like your body isn't even yours. You got to see how they do it. They do one after the other after the other. And when you see how they follow that cycle, you'll be able to predict where the next hit is coming from. And when you are mentally prepared, believe me, it has almost none of the same effect as it would have had when you're not mentally prepared. when you don't know what's happening with you. And to a large extent, if something isn't actually working, they will either change the type of attack or they won't do it or something like that. But listen, keep record and see for yourself, because there is great intelligence for you in this. God will show you ways to deal with your situations. You can win this. You don't have to be sitting duck and getting hit. You don't have to. You're not helpless. God has given you the intelligence to deal with your situation. You can win this and you're going to win this. Just wake up to the reality. You're like a prisoner who sat in a room, in a dark room, with your eyes closed. And every few minutes somebody's hitting you. And you don't know who it is or why. And now I'm telling you, start to see who it is and understand the why. And you'll know stuff. God will show you what you have to do in your life. God will show you how to deal with it. There is nothing that God can't show us the way out of or anything. It's a matter of facing the reality and knowing that God will show you how to deal with it. You can do this.